Hey you! Yeah, you! You didn't watch the Q&A? It was like 2 hours long. Well, I did. And I got every point that was brought up in the video. So keep watching. Hi, it's Maslamah here. And today, we're gonna look at the recap of the Bazaar Q&A Reynad, the creator of the game, did yesterday. It was about 2 hours long. That's a long time. I've watched it, I've written down all the information he gave, and I'm gonna try to give it to you in a quick summary in as little time as possible. So sit back, relax, have a nice cup of joe, cup of coffee, cup of hot chocolate, and take in the info if you'd like. Let's begin. First, a reason why they haven't really done any Q&As since launch, at least till now, is because they didn't want to skirt by on Reynad's good looks, which I can respect. I didn't know that was the reason, but I could see how that would overinflate the game's population. Number two, they will be adding social features when they can. There's no estimated time for that. Let me look more in my notes here. Yes, number three, Mac the Alchemist. He's a new hero. He's kind of in the game if you've seen the merchants. He's going to be the next hero coming out and will be out hopefully by launch. Now, number four, recap and replay features. Yes. For a way to look back on your fights and see the stats of the fights is such a good feature, and I'm so glad they're adding it. You're going to be able to see how much damage something did, how much healing something did, cool things like that. So, number five. When you fight with your build, the game keeps a copy of it. It's called a ghost, okay? And it fights another player that was on the same day as your ghost, okay? Reynad says they will be implementing a feature to watch those fights back and see how your ghosts performed, which seems pretty cool. And it brings us into number six. Well, which is a short update. It's just that the reporting bug feature is really helpful, and it's really nice that everyone's doing it. He also mentions that they knew ranked wasn't perfect. At Legend Rank there is some problems, but they launched with it anyway because it was either launched with it or launched without it. And I guess if that's your only two options, well, launch with it. Okay, on to the next one. Number 8. He realizes that it's hard for players that were invited or free to play because they don't have the monetization features built in yet. So it's really hard to get those gems to unlock those heroes. But once they're in, it will be easier to get gems. He said it was a last-minute decision to even add the invites, and it was a mistake to do so. Kinda harsh, but I get it, because people complaining, but I like the free invite feature. I was able to invite my friend. So, I say the more the merrier. And brings us to number 9. He does not want to talk about monetization to avoid negative feedback, so we don't know how it will be. But I trust it will be a good system, and so I trust that you trust that it will be as well. Scratch that. Okay. He thinks, number 10, he thinks Freeze isn't overpowered. It just feels bad to lose to. But everything feels bad to lose to. Which, I agree, it does feel bad to lose. But Freeze or Insta-kill, those especially feel bad to lose to. When your old board is frozen, and you can't do anything, and you've just watched ice fill up your screen as they keep hitting you, and you just wait for the ice to disappear, and it doesn't disappear. He also thinks it's balanced. Someone brought up burning yourself to reduce burn. Makes sense flavor-wise, but they think Freeze is perfect where it is. It's very simple, everyone can understand it. They don't want to overcomplicate it, so it's not getting tough. Unlike me, well, let's not get 11. They're gonna keep posting lore videos on YouTube and keep putting more into it. So if you're interested in that, go check out their YouTube channel, The Bazaar. Number 12. He also talks about how upgrades aren't necessary, and he wants to make the game more about finding ways to upgrade your build with new items rather than upgrade ones you already have. And with more items that get added, it will be harder and harder to do so. Number 13. King of the Hill. It's a game mode, or saving your strongest ghost, like one that goes 10-0 as a champion build. Those are things they're saying maybe they'll implement. One person mentioned having your 10-win build go against the strongest of the season, which seems super cool. Imagine, you beat it and you become the strongest in the season. It just feel amazing, right? I think so. Number 14. He said he's excited about a card that starts the storm sooner, which sounds really fun, right? Starting the storm sooner. I mean, some builds just really work off that, so I think that'll be a great idea. They're also open to mods for the game, but they want to be careful with it. Now, he said if one mod's really good, well, they'll just put it in the game itself. Number 17. They're going to never add in battle speed up or skip buttons to the game. I agree. Even though sometimes on Pig, you really just want to speed up that first fight that you're just sitting and watching happen. But again, it's best that it's not in there. Number 18. He likes for heroes to do different things, like Pig heals, and other heroes can do that as well. The upcoming hero, Mac, will have a lot of regeneration items compared to the other heroes, for example. He wants the heroes to keep this. Number 19. Don't expect or get comfortable with how the game is, because it's always going to be changing, and hopefully will be a better game as it continues. Number 20. You know when Shovel and your stash is full, everything's full, and it regenerates an item at the start of the day? If it's all full, it just disappears. You don't generate none. Now, he said this is a skill issue, but he's been noticing that it teaches players behaviors to not to keep your backband too open, not being okay to switch up builds. So he's thinking about implementing an event at the start of the day. So a merchant pops up and you can buy back that item that you would have lost. I think that sounds pretty cool. I'm okay with either way. Vanessa, number 21, will be starting as the free hero. They thought about you picking your free hero, but they want you to start with a less complicated one. So they decided on that. Now, number 22. Reynad said sometimes it sucks to throw out an 8 of 10 piece of work, but if you put out 8 of 10 work, you have an 8 out of 10 game. Bars. That was the greatest quote of the whole Q&A. 23. They will always come out with new content frequently, including more monsters. So don't worry about that. Number 24. They said it was hard to get funding, and now that its closed beta is out, oh, everyone wants to fund the game when they don't really need it anymore. Funny how that works, huh? Number 25. The rank system, as it is now, is just a placeholder, and it won't be how it is on release. We don't know how it's going to be on release, but it's not going to be like it is, which is a good idea, I think. Because how it is now, it's not really ranked, It's just rewards. Now, number 26. They've been thinking about players dropping loot items even before monsters would. But they want each hero to play very differently. So they don't want to add more ways to get the other hero's item. Which, it seems pretty cool to have player loot, but I guess. Number 27. they have more fancier enchantment types on the way. I like this. I like enchantments. Number 28. They have a few things designed by the Indiegogo and other card design backers early on, and some characters, or sorry, monsters, items. And I'll just show a list right here, and you can go ahead and pause the video if you want to see that. Number 29. Their goal is to have so many items in the game, you have a chance to never see something pop up. So you can't really force a build. You can't plan to go something before it starts. Even if there is an overpowered item, you might not see it, and you're rarely going to play with it. So that just sounds amazing as a goal, of course. Number 30. The last point of the video. Cards that aren't that viable are open to being buffed, like the bowler. He said he'll buff it until it's viable. Next step is down to 20 seconds. Well, I think this is great because the boulder is amazing. Every time I see it, I want to run it. Every time I see it, I want to put it all over myself and watch it roll down my body. Ignore that. But yeah. So that's the recap of the Q&A. Hope you were informed by this. Have a good day. Toodaloo. See you next time in the bazaar.